work. Okay, there we go. And we are live.
Oh.
What's up, everyone? Are we actually live?
Yeah. You want me? I'll do the intro.
Okay.
Okay. Howdy, and thank you for tuning in to the first installment of the Gentleman's Lounge podcast. My name is Ginger, aka Will, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts, the Arctic Gamer 59, or Dylan. And,
Hello.
And hopefully his name might be here to stay, but Stupid Review Videos, or Curtis.
Yeah, check out my channel.
Yeah, all the links will be there. Yeah. So, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they maybe want to start off with, or?
I have a statement.
Go ahead.
We survived 2020. Let's see if we'll make it through this year.
Indeed.
We kind of did.
Indeed. Beautiful.
For your entertainment only, and for my comfort, more like, I'm gonna do this.
That looks wonderful.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis. Okay, you know what? Why don't we start with a good origin story question, which is how did we all meet? I guess me and Curtis would kind of have to. Well, Dylan, do you want to start with how we met?
I'll do the Will portion of it because I don't really know Curtis and Will's backstory.
Yeah. Just like me and you, and then I'll share the other bit.
So Will and I met back in like grade 6. He just moved from Alliston, Ontario, and didn't have any friends at the moment. And I think it was the first day of class, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It was probably a couple weeks in.
Maybe a couple weeks in.
Yeah, I was kind of just trying to figure some stuff out, you know.
Our teachers were dividing us into groups, and another classmate picked the name like Gong Show Crew.
Oh jeez,
I think
that was terrible.
Yeah. And we wanted to pick the name Chrome Crew, and
yeah, dude,
we both thought that was pretty cool, you know.
Because we were cleaning Chromebooks. That was our task, and it was. Let me tell you, it was dope.
And just the popular kids just ended up going with Gong Show, I guess, because that's a popular line of clothing and no reason beyond that. So
yeah, and
they just wanted Gong Show, and it got picked. It was like 4 against 2, so we lost.
Yeah, that was one of the first times that I ran into him, and you know, over the course of that year, we kind of just kept partnering up for assignments and stuff, and it wasn't till the year after that, when we were in the class together again, when we really started hanging out more. And that summer following, we hung out a lot outside of like school, like after, you know, during summer break, and that was really, really nice, really cool to see, you know. You know, because on the street that I lived on, there was like some families, but everybody, like, nobody talked to each other, you know. It was kind of just like dominated by old people.
Suburban white people.
Suburban white people, yes. Just like ourselves. Yeah, so, you know, grade 8 we got split up. And then, you know, we've just been, you know, best homies all through high school and everything, just hanging out, just chilling. It's been a fun ride.
And where does Curtis come into the picture?
Okay.
Curtis comes into...
This is an interesting story. I'll take over the first half.
Yes,
so,
sir.
It all takes place in Niagara Falls, okay? In a place I like to call Great Wolf Lodge. If you don't know what it is, it's a place, it's basically a resort kind of hotel thing. It has an arcade, a water slide, all this other stuff, but the main thing is the arcade, okay? So, on this particular day, I don't really remember when, late
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
But I remember that I was chilling with some other people, some other friends who were also at Great Wolf Lodge because my parents were doing this thing uh, at the resort at the time, and I was just hanging out with them. And then I just noticed this kid at the arcade. And I'm like, who is this kid? And
Yeah,
and
dude.
then eventually we crossed paths, and we're like, yo, hey,
You
what's
know,
up? What's your name?
yeah,
And
you,
then
you know what I remember is your little
yeah,
brother won a jackpot in the game. I met Aaron first, and
yeah, that's my brother.
see, my
Shout out.
parents were at the same event at Great Wolf Lodge, so we kind of crossed paths there. And I was like, this Aaron kid is kind of boring, but his brother looks cool. So like, I was like, his brother looks dope, and he looks, about my age-ish.
Yeah.
So, with my iPod Touch, I was like, hey homie, what's your number? No homo. And we kind of just kept talking and stuff. And your dad had to do a bunch of work up north, and
Yeah.
I went up with them for 2 weeks. Was it 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, I remember that when we really began to like, I don't know, like be more friends is when like, cause we went the second year,
Yeah,
and like, yeah, the next year,
because
cause
we
that's
we
when we
saw each
really,
other at
yeah,
Great Wolf Lodge again the next year. And
yeah,
then the year after that, you were like, "Yo, you should come with us," and that was dope because that was kind of just like a whole
a lot of
chunk of
memories.
a lot of memories of like a whole chunk of time that we got to spend together, right? So
Yeah,
that was kind of like the bonding experience there. And then, unfortunately, living in different towns, it sucks, but we've been able to hang out at least once a year.
yeah, yeah.
At
Every
least.
year that we hang out, it's always really awesome and it's hilarious.
And we
We
try
make
and film a video, but it never works.
Yeah, lately, like this year, last year we tried. It didn't really work.
Oh, the
Um,
one before was funny.
yeah, the one before was very funny. The one
The pop can.
there's a yeah the one also the one oh yeah that one. Also
But
the one with doing like grilled cheese sandwich and Caesar salad one just eating it.
but
That was
You know what? That should be in the description of this podcast number 1. Just making grilled cheese sandwiches should just be the top link.
yeah,
yes.
we'll link all of our funny videos that I made on my channel.
I have just one, and I think I want to delete it.
Yeah. That's all good. We'll start fresh. I have a couple that are up, and I'm kind of just like, they were literally made on like a monitor or a screen the size of my like pop vinyl box in
Yeah.
like 480p with Xbox capture software. It's bad. But yeah, so that's how we all met, and then I introduced Dylan and Curtis together because I was
Yeah.
like, it'd be pretty
Me and
cool.
Dylan kind of met on Xbox, kind of like through Rainbow Six and stuff, and also because
Yeah.
like Will kind of introduced us because
Yeah.
we was an Xbox party. We just kind of clicked, and now we're all homies.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
all.
No, it's
COVID has brought like us 3 closer, I would say.
yeah, in a way, because we can't be together, but this is one way that we can. It sucks to say that sometimes the only time when you get to hang out with certain people is online, right? But it is what it is. We got big
Yeah, it's like-
upgrades though in the past year. We all went from Xbox to PC.
Every one of us,
Every
yeah, all
single one
around
of
the
us.
same time too. Like
Yeah,
all
dude.
around like a 4-month span of each other.
Yeah, you got yours built, but you were collecting your
Mine was
parts
the
for like
first.
months. You got
Mine
yours.
was first, but I started making the cart for mine early 2020. So like since January,
Yeah.
Cyber Monday, I wanted
built-
to make
I-
a computer.
I bought and built my parts. Excuse me. I bought and built my parts in August of 2020. I had been wanting to build one for years though. So like I had known stuff. I'd watched way too many Linus Tech Tips videos.
Yeah.
And
Same here.
just kind of we got wrapped up in all that. And Curtis actually, we kind of all forced his parents to buy him one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you bribed me with a gun. I'm just joking. Yeah, I don't know, cause Will, I heard that he was building a PC, and I thought that was cool because I've never built one before. The PC's sitting right here, actually. I don't know. Here's my little setup, even though everything's like extremely bright and like taking up a gigaton of energy.
Yeah, Curtis is the he's got all the lights, so it's like, you know, he's
The funny thing about that, my friends can't seem to stop giving me lights.
Like you're
told them
talking
not
about
to give
all
me-
around the top of your ceiling?
Yeah, I'll tell you about this. I keep telling my friends, stop giving me lights. I don't have anywhere else to put them, but they insist. And now I have to use space in my bathroom and like.
Oh
or
god, you have an
electricity.
RGB washroom?
Yeah, that's alright. It's like Christmas lights everywhere. Like I have.
that
I
is
got
truly
that.
gamer, my friend.
You can't. I don't have it turned on. I shall. You know what? Why don't I turn it on? Why don't I turn it on? Hold on.
So while he does that, kind of just an overview of what this podcast is going to be. You know, kind of just whatever's on our mind, hanging out for, you know, 45 minutes ish with the three of us. We'll have some of our other friends on, guests and people, you know, have all sorts of different talks where we can just, you know, I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't want to be cringe and say discuss the world around us, but
In the world, there's nothing really to discuss. Everyone's already kind of covering that.
This is the modern man's version of counseling.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, talk what's on your mind.
Also, yeah. Also, my light. This is why I don't turn my light on.
It looks like Tron Legacy, does it not?
yeah, it does.
You know what does? Maybe that's not a bad thing.
No,
One of my favorite.
it definitely makes your camera hazy. Like the more background light, like I guess
I
the
think
worse
it's
the
funny.
aperture of your camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
I'm not. I like it too. Yeah.
But yeah.
What I was thinking is, why don't we discuss the specs of our computers? So who wants to go first?
You can go first, D.
I'm not good with specs, but I'll do it.
So the CPU I picked was Intel Core i5 900K. Pretty lower mid-range PC CPU, nothing special. It's overclocked and it makes really loud noises. It kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
And my graphics card is a NVIDIA 2070 Super, the gigabyte version of it. Not bad. I have a 970 Evo Plus as my boot drive, and I have 32 gigs of 3600 megahertz RAM, all by Corsair.
Yay.
Very cool. So for mine, I have a Ryzen 5 2600. For by the way, me and Curtis have very similar PCs, as in basically everything is the same except he got a cooler, different motherboard, case, and power supply.
Yeah.
So I have the, you know, Ryzen 5 2600 with the stock cooler. I'm running an Asus TUF B450M motherboard, an RTX 2060, a Cooler Master 750 watt bronze certified power supply, 2 sticks, so 16 gigabytes of Corsair 3600 megahertz RAM, and Seagate 2 terabyte at 7200 RPM. And then I have a Western Digital Blue SSD for my boot drive.
You guys have air coolers or do you have AIOs?
So we both have air coolers. Curtis,
Okay.
yours
I'm
is
the
basically
only
the
one.
same. You have an X570 motherboard, and
Oh, you
My motherboard.
AMD.
The RAM works.
Both of your AMD,
However,
I
I need to get
forgot.
a new motherboard because it's very unfortunate, but 2 slots from each channel aren't working, so I have to use slots directly beside each other. But it still works.
That's why your computer wouldn't boot?
No, it can boot. It can
No, like
boot
when you were first building it, remember you thought you broke something?
Oh yeah, well, I didn't realize that they weren't working in like one channel from each one, so I have to use like. Yeah.
You're doing single channel memory, which is like slower.
yeah. So with dual channel,
So I'm gonna order-
even if people use sorry, with dual channel, depending if people even use 32 gigabytes, sometimes you can get better performance from 16 gigs of dual channel, which depending is like, that's kind of crazy, kind of wacky, man, kind of not like the other girls, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Why did you guys decide to go with AMD and I'm the only one who went with Intel?
I decided to go AMD for the reasons of recording and streaming while playing games, because Ryzen is better in multi-threaded processing, so it can handle more things at once, especially when streaming, providing I have anybody showing up to my streams. Follower notifications, and then what's it, like donations, anything, the chat popping up, then outputting that, and then playing the game at the same time. It's like, that's a lot of stress. So where an Intel processor is good at just playing the game,
Gets like slightly higher frames in games.
Yeah, but then when you're doing stuff, it starts to suffer,
Yeah, I notice. 6 cores, 6 threads, there's not much you can do with that.
Yeah, where we have 6 cores, 12 threads.
I didn't know that until I purchased it. I just assumed the thread count was double.
Yeah.
Why did you pick your CPU, Curtis?
Because I had it.
Well, yeah, basically. Well, also because, I don't know, I wanted to be fast because, I am in school and everything, and, I need certain things to be, fast for school, because, if my computer doesn't boot fast, or, doesn't, be fast, it's going to be hard to, get things in when I want them to.
And you wake up 2 minutes before class.
Exactly, and if I ever sleep in, then I can just boot it on and it'll be right there. And, not in the case that it does happen, I'll be prepared. But, also just because, well, it's, if I'm going to be playing games and stuff, and, I'm going to be storing a lot of stuff on my PC, I want to also have it fast and everything, so even if I have a ton of games, it'll still be quick, and it won't, lag when I'm doing my work and stuff. And then, yeah. Pretty much.
That's speaking of games, what have you guys been into recently? I know we've been playing quite a bit of Rust recently. I've only had the game for a week, and I've logged over 30 hours probably. I've been... that grind is real, bro. Let me tell you. There's something else about it.
It's quite the controversial PvP game, though, because, if you're just starting off, it doesn't feel any fun.
Oh,
you just get shit on all the time.
Yeah. Which is kind of that's not easy.
You're farming for resources and you're just getting killed.
Yeah. I know. Well, yeah. But there comes the game in the part of the game where, what can you do differently to try and get some success? Try a different place maybe, go far away from everybody so that you don't get raided, you know what I mean? One thing that I see a lot of people doing is coming after a gunfight or during a gunfight and cleaning up, looting people's bodies, and stealing the stuff and running. I know we've gotten quite a few good things like that.
Yeah.
What
For
about
me,
you?
I've been playing a lot of CS:GO with my friends. I've also been I've been starting to get into Siege on PC, even though I've been playing it for, a lot of years with these guys on Xbox, which I don't know, for some reason I enjoy it more with controller, but maybe it's better on PC. There's a lot of opinions and stuff, but preferably, I'm a controller guy, and I think it's fun because you have the triggers and it feels satisfying and stuff. But anyways,
there's a lot of the leaning in Siege is where it gets really kind of I don't know, more difficult to control, could you say? Do you know what I mean? Where you kind of I have mine bound to Q and one of my mouse buttons because I find it easier, because when I want to click right, click my thumb. When I want to, I don't know, it is what it is, but it's it's different,
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dylan?
I've been playing a lot of CS:GO with you guys,
Mhm.
and or Rust every now and again, mostly because of our other friend Cameron.
Mhm.
And when you guys aren't here, I'm pretty much playing Black Ops Cold War Zombies or BO4 Zombies. That's been playing that since I've been like age 11, and I love it. Probably
Yeah,
even
dude.
younger than that. Probably
Yeah,
age 8.
you've always been a
At
COD
least when
guy.
it's come out. BO4 zombies, you said?
Yeah, I know it's
Bruh.
controversial.
It's you've always been a COD guy, which absolutely no hate, right? It's
Well,
whoever's cup of milk.
you should turn
Yeah.
on the dinosaur.
I couldn't get the cord to reach, bro.
Oh, you can?
Oh,
Nah, it sucks.
I see it behind your head. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I was
The
like,
cord
can I
isn't
reach?
long
Nope.
But
Yeah.
it takes batteries too.
It's a dinosaur, though.
It does. No, those batteries are dead. Actually, shoot. That's not cash money. Next episode, I'll have it on.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Do you guys
Man.
know what I thought of, or is getting a projector, because we sell them at the. Me and Dylan. Well, I mean, we all work at Canadian Tire. Funny enough,
Curtis used
unfortunately,
Got laid off, unfortunately, with COVID.
yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah.
But
It's
right now
alright.
we're only getting weekend shifts, so it's kind of like it sucks. But there's not much you can do. I've kind of just been, I saw a projector that they sold. It was like $100 or something. It was a little projector. It could do like Bluetooth or HDMI. And I was like, yo, I want to get that and kind of just set it up in my room. Just like play something on the ceiling and go to sleep. Just like,
Oh,
like that'd be dope, would it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That'd be sick. What were you going to say, though, beforehand? I cut you off there.
I was gonna say, I feel like throughout this podcast, you're gonna see like the evolution of this closet, like, and I come back and something's gonna be different every time.
Oh, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, Dylan just moved all of his stuff into, like, a little closet, which, sounds kind of funny, but it's not bad. Like, he could definitely turn it into something
This
a lot
is how
bigger.
big the closet is. Okay, this is the desk, and that's the door.
That's a
It's
pretty decent room.
yeah,
Yeah.
It gets pretty hot in here if you keep the door closed, because the PC just heats up if you're playing like a game.
It's a pretty cool area, honestly.
Yeah, but it'll work. I'm excited to see how it turns out. It'll be dope.
Yeah, if I can, have the ambition to complete something,
Yeah, at
Finish this closet.
at the very least, I want you to put those COD posters I got you years ago up on the wall.
Black Ops 4.
Yeah, those COD posters. That was ages ago. Yo, Warzone has been on a steady wave for like a year now at least. Like it's been
I think
it's still popping. Like I played it last lockdown. That was at least like 6 months ago at least. Like
I think it's the best battle royale, even though I haven't gotten a single dub on computer.
oh, let me tell you, dude, when you get I have one, maybe two, but at least one win. And it was it was like the best feeling. Like y'all remember your first Fortnite victory royale?
Oh, yeah.
When I
Like-
got carried to it, yeah.
Yeah, my first solo win, yo, I flipped. Like my parents heard me from upstairs. Like I'm in the basement, all the doors are closed and everything. They heard me through the floor. I was like, yeah.
Can you
There-
play
there's-
surf while I do this podcast?
Test out your multitasking skills.
Yeah.
Test out your multi-threaded processing.
Oh. I don't have that.
But yeah, as you can see, Dylan and I have a bit of a quarantine project going on.
I got a mustache that hasn't been shaved, I'd say, since like
Well, are you
October.
only bringing that up
October.
because you'd be like, hey, you should go beard. Woo."
You know what? I'm still gonna stick to it. Curtis needs to grow a beard, but he won't.
I can't. Like, my body just won't. I think it's just something with, like, dieting. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of
It's
way
because
to
you're
do
a
it.
crackhead. I know, I'm just playing. But like,
Maybe it's just genes, like you just can't grow any facial hair.
Yeah,
at
dude.
all.
That's balls.
That's a
not
rid.
good.
I mean, I can grow facial hair. It's just it's coming in very slowly. Like
That's
I
the
can
thing,
see
Dylan,
it.
is because he's also blonde, right? So it
I'm not
doesn't
blonde. I'm not blonde. Does this look blonde to you?
kind of.
No, it doesn't.
It's like a light brown.
It's like a
No.
dark blonde. But what I'm saying is his hair, like his facial hair, is coming in blonde.
Well, no. That's just when it starts. But like I've been noticing that it's becoming like more brown. That's
I
good.
bet. Then don't get rid of it.
I'm
At least,
not-
Kate. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. I'm so thankful that Dylan shaves it off. But Dylan, go like this. You can see the bit of a neck beard there. Okay.
You see
That's a
any-
couple days worth of collection.
Yeah. So, I am very blessed
Look, Will.
that
look.
I do not have a neck beard.
I see that.
Oh, nice, Curtis.
Dude,
There you
it's
go.
coming in.
I told you.
There you go. So basically, all I'm saying is trim it. You know what I mean? Don't like. See, what I had done is I had this part and a bit of this taken off. But what you want to do is just make it look clean the way it is. Because I've noticed, over the years that I don't grow here much yet. And here at all.
I grow there. I got the sideburns. I definitely got the sideburns.
Oh, I have the
Yeah,
sideburns. Like, look at this. This is one of the strongest parts on my face. But it's like here, like when it starts to go out, I'm missing a bunch of this. Like that's a smooth patch, and so is right here. Right here is a smooth patch as well. On both sides. So I'm like, okay, I'll get rid of this, and I'll trim this down, and it'll look good the way it is. So
Yeah, I gotta wait for
the
like the
sideburns
goatee
if I
to
want
form
them.
and then the rest of the sideburns to connect. That's my last part.
yeah, I want the goatee to form as well, but so far
You can tell it's starting to
nothing.
climb down. Like
Yeah,
this part of the mustache gets longer and longer.
yeah, mine is starting to as well. I think it always looks like I have a Hitler stash though, like from here. But yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look as good
You
on-
should do it, Dylan. That'd be so funny.
No. Only on maybe on 420.
Oh, jeez.
Also known as Hitler's birthday and the Columbine shooting.
And Weed
And
Day.
Not really his
National Weed
birthday.
Day, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's-
goodness.
what a packed day, man.
Dude, there's so many things to celebrate on that day.
420th date.
If the world ends in 2020 or in 2050, there's not going to be a 42069.
Oh man. Is that the only thing we'll be looking forward to? Like, what?
Yeah,
in
that
our,
and the
like,
apocalypse.
60s?
Yeah, that and the apocalypse.
Imagine imagine when the 2000s pass and it's the 3000s.
Bruh. Dude,
Imagine-
Dude,
Nvidia already did that.
literally,
I'm not.
we
going to be
we
alive
would be
for that.
97 if we were still living, if it reached.
It would be really
3000.
cool.
No, oh
Or
my goodness,
you-
it would be 2100.
Or wait, why am I going
Yes!
over
I saw that. This guy is like listening to Betrayed by Lil Xan, and he's like, in only 79 years, it'll be the year 3000. And then he's like, this other guy's like, nah, it's not, bro. It'll be 2100. And he's like, let that sink in.
Bro,
Bruh.
in 85 years, it'll be 3005, and we'll be jamming out to Childish Gambino's song.
I don't think that will be a thing.
I
think that
don't
maybe
know
by
about
the-
that one, Chief.
I think that maybe by the 3000s, everything will be as futuristic as people
I
say.
think by the 3000s, the world won't be here anymore.
I think Elon Musk's brain would be put on cryostasis, and it'd just be observed.
Okay, what do you think about this? Okay, what do you think about this? Okay, here's a nice
Yeah.
idea for you. So every single year is happening all at once, but each year is happening like the last one already did. So like
What do you mean?
we're living like how do I say
2020
that?
part 2? Is that what you're saying?
I don't
No?
know, dude. Like, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. I'm thinking like, and that everybody dies in that year, and then there's like new people, but that's stupid. Okay, forget it. I was trying to think like, it'd be like how, like I'm living in this year and you live the year after me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're living my year like it already happened, even though they're happening at the same time. But it's like an alternate thing. I don't know. It's dumb.
Now you're getting into physics. Are you talking about time is relative kind of shit? What are you talking
I
about?
have no idea, bro. I'm just gonna put on my Nike headband and leave it alone.
Concept of relativity. You're going on a physics rant.
Yeah. Okay, this is gonna break my headset. This
Bro,
thing
so
is
the
like
amount
a
of depression
choker.
I experienced in 2020 wasn't equal to the amount of depression you experienced. So we were experiencing two different timelines all at once.
Dude. Like, Sam. Hot.
Yeah, that's the.
That's the energy we're bringing into 2021.
Yeah.
Just mad stoner vibes.
2019 was the year though.
Are you
Dude,
sure?
you know, not gonna lie, 2018 rocked.
Dude, that's true. What happened in 2018? I'm trying to think of like some
I
event.
don't know, like, it was just kind of dope. Like 2018, 2019, 17, 18, 19 was good. Like, think about it. We graduated elementary school. We came in, you know, the first part of the 2017 sucked. Or last part. And then,
I love 2017. Zombies
2017 was
Chronicles.
good. Shut up. And then, we got, you know, what happened in 2018? I don't know. But it was kind of a sad year, because, like, or was it 2017 that X and Peep died?
No, X died in 2018. It was like June 22nd. I'm just gonna take a random guess.
Oh, yeah, I remember, because that was gym class. Peep died in 2017. Early, because I remember I was in shop class when we heard about it. That was first semester. Yeah, Mac Miller died around the same time. Like,
Mac Miller, X, jeez, yeah.
Peep.
My
Like,
brain died like 3 minutes ago.
like, I was looking that up, dude. Like, it's so sad, like, how celebrities always die. Like, I don't know. I was looking up, like, who died this year. And, like, I swear at least 40 or 50% of them said, like, by suicide. And I was like, I don't know. It's just sad. You know what I mean? Like, how there's only, like, I don't know. There's only, like, a couple. Like, maybe maybe a dozen that were, like, above, like, 65. Do you know
That's
what
the
I mean?
thing with drug overdose. It's hard to tell if it's suicide.
No,
or
not even
accidental.
that. Like, there was things that said accidental drug overdose. But, like, there was a lot of them that just said by suicide, and it was crazy to think, like, wow. This is the kind of world that we live in, you know? Like, sorry to make the conversation already super serious,
No.
but, like, you know, I was just thought how crazy that is that we live in that kind of world where, like, the people that we look up to are, in the end, seem to be the most lost, right?
Could bring up drama from this year.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if I wanna
I'm not
stay on it.
doing that.
Yeah, you know where I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Mr. B.
Mm.
Mr. E dot B that we're never going to discuss on here because it doesn't need to. But yeah, so like yeah, man. I haven't been timing this, by the way. I could tab out and check, but I
Alright,
get
I'll be your timer. I can tell when we made it.
yeah.
We're still going.
I remember what started off 2018 now. I was like, something happened 2018.
Yeah.
Suicide Forest, Logan Paul.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to Logan Paul for not actually getting canceled. You know, he's
Somehow.
still doing that. I hate this. I hate how Jake Paul and Logan Paul think they're like professional fighters now. Like
I haven't
how
been keeping up with it, but they
how
have been
is
kicking people's asses, though. I'll have to give them that.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know the
still
names of the
hate
people
Jake
they've been
Paul. I
facing.
don't care. I still hate Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's alright. Yeah.
Here,
do you guys
what
think
does it
about
say?
The Grubhub ad?
The what?
Seen the Grubhub ad for the chicken burger, like the chicken sandwich or whatever, the
Yes.
burger, or whatever?
Grubhub
What do you
ad.
think about it?
I think it's pretty good without music.
What's so wrong about it? Like, why do people make fun of it so much?
I actually maybe don't know which one you're talking about. But what was I saying?
It's
How Logan and Jake Paul
Oh yeah, no, Jake
are
Paul was
constantly boxing.
No, Jake Paul was like dissing
see?
Oh, that one.
Ad? I've
Yeah.
seen that.
That one without music is so funny. I saw a meme about it on Instagram.
Realistic noises.
Yeah. Like he was dissing like who was it? Like Conor McGregor or someone? Like an actual like
Yeah.
fighter. Like an actual like someone who has like championships upon championships under their belt. Like Logan Paul, I don't know. He seems more respectful because he built his own brand. Do you know what I mean? Like he did everything by himself. I think he's kind of more respectful. But his brother's just an absolute dingus. Like he's
Yeah, both
done
of
nothing
them-
for himself.
Both of them started off on Vine. Like that's how they got their popularity.
Yeah, Logan Paul
Vine-
started off on Vine.
Vine, think hit like almost as equal heights as TikTok did. Like Vine was the shit.
I saw a meme that said Vine could have been or TikTok could have been the new Vine, but the wrong people started using it. And that's so true. Like, did you remember when it started off? Like, I've never been on TikTok, but I remember seeing it all the time. How like people,
I haven't installed it either.
but how it used to be all like memes and like funny videos, and now it's like super competitive and like, yeah,
What, TikTok?
yeah,
Yeah, what the
like
Because it's kind of like
I mean,
YouTube in
it's
a
just
sense,
like-
where you make ad revenue off of it. So like, there's an incentive to do better than the other person, which YouTube isn't.
not
that
even that,
toxic.
dude. It's like for people.
YouTube's
who-
not that toxic.
YouTube has one of the best communities ever. Aside from Twitch, YouTube has one of the best communities on the internet.
thing with YouTube though, it has a lot of drama as well.
Yeah, same with
But-
Twitch. It's like Twitch drama goes over to YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because where you have, you know, for example, like all the stuff that's about Pokemon and all this and that, and then you see, you know, Keemstar and all these drama channels bring it up, and then everybody and their mom has something to say about it, right? But you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, really, bro? Like, it's a Twitch thing, and I get it. Like, Twitch isn't like a kind of a permanent thing. It's a live stream, so like it, you know, the clips go away in 14 days, but it's not a place for people to discuss about it. So I get why it goes to YouTube, and besides, like, people have YouTube channels, like Twitch creators and stuff.
But like, since like lockdown, commentary channels have been like climbing with subscribers.
They
Like,
have been doing
I w-
well.
I've watched a guy called he goes by the name of Optimus on YouTube. I think he had like,
Yeah.
don't quote me on this, but maybe 500K, like April of 2020, like pretty much the first month of lockdown.
Yeah.
Now he's over a mil, so he doubled in less than a year.
Yeah,
I
which
might be
is
mistaken
insane.
though. But
No,
it
that's
might have been,
definitely
like,
that
700K.
definitely looks attainable, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that's the thing is a lot of people like to crap on these drama channels, but in the end, it's like, you know, I like to crap on them, but in the end, it's like they're kind of essential to, I don't know, being informed sometimes. Now, obviously, I heard shout out Swagger Souls say this. He said, I forget who he said was his CNN, but he said Keemstar is his Fox News.
Yeah,
That drama.
Well,
And I
do
said
agree.
that's hilarious, because I do agree that obviously with any sort of news, you can't keep your own feelings and opinion out of it unless you're being
But
paid.
Keemstar doesn't hold
Like,
back, nor
he
do
doesn't
most
hold
other-
back. He says what he thinks, and he says the truth and what is out there, and he says, listen, people need to know, and I think I respect him for that. But
He's
like,
been through a lot of controversies.
yeah,
Like a lot.
he literally blew up for bullying kids on Xbox. Like, think
Yeah.
about that. He literally he bullied kids on Xbox and blew up for that. I think that back to the TikTok thing. He like, the community is at the point where it's so competitive for no reason, and you have to meet a certain standard where it's almost a body shaming platform. Do you know what I mean? Where you can't post a video for fun because you like it and you want to do the dance and you like the way you look, because people are going to be in your comment section crapping on you, being like, "You're so fat. Why are you doing this? Like, you did it all wrong." Like, constantly. Like, M tells me about it all the time. How she'll see a video and somebody will take it down literally the day it's posted because they're just getting so much hate from it.
Especially with lockdown, like mental illness has been like surging, and with all these social medias that the whole point is to attack the other person, that's gonna get a lot worse. Even after COVID is ended, I think all these social media platforms are gonna continue to get more toxic.
Yeah.
Like just like
I
you
think
could get into the the politics of it, that TikTok is run by a Chinese company, and
But that has nothing to do with it. It's all just the users.
that has nothing to do with the toxicity. But for me,
I
that's another
think
reason to
that
not
the
use it.
new laws, like the new rules and implications that TikTok, excuse me, is putting in are going to be deal breaking and huge changes, because it's focused on the safety of young creators, because they know, regardless of whether the app says 17 plus or 12 plus, there's going to be young people on there. So they're focusing on things for like 13-year-olds and stuff. So you can't comment on anybody's post who's under, like anybody's video who's under 13. I think it was one of the things. People who are, it was under 16. Did I say 13? It's under.
You said 12 originally, 12 or 19, I think you said.
Yeah, well, if you're under 16, people can't comment on your video, and that's just not allowed. If you are, what was it? If you're between 16 and 18, you can choose to turn on commenting or not, but it's off by default. And then they're just getting a lot stricter on following things and who can even like or save your stuff. Like, you have to be a friend and they have to allow you, and there's just all sorts of things that are just going to make it so much better because unfortunately TikTok has become a big thing for predators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think of that, but damn, yeah.
And that sucks to say, especially when something gets as big and has as much, how much people, how much fun people can have on TikTok, how much time people spend, scrolling through their phone to try and find the new video and to watch it because they think it's cool or funny, and how much time people spend on perfecting a dance, right? Which is crazy. I saw a Snapchat story saying how people are loving, there's this girl on TikTok who's blowing up because she does one take, and if it goes wrong, then it goes wrong and she posts it. Because people spend hours trying to do a dance and then it looks good, but what could they be doing instead? She embraces the fact that she doesn't look perfect and that it didn't go right, but she's having fun with it, right? And that's the point.
She's not a dude perfect. She does first
Yeah,
takes.
dude. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude Perfect is still kind of lit, though. Not gonna lie.
But then comes into the question, when is media censorship okay? Because I feel like social media will be the death of our generation if it's not managed properly.
I think I can agree with that.
Especially when our generation, like the early 2000s, start to have kids. What will happen then? Like, I have hope that we will learn from our mistakes and manage them a lot more appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the side of it, the parents who just let their kids repeat their mistakes, just do whatever the hell they want on social media.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I don't see anything good coming out of that.
Social media is very bad in the sense that it sits an imprint from the society as a whole. Instead of getting proper guidance from people, you know what I mean? Like people who go to Twitter for their news. Like, why are you going to Twitter for your news? Look at the news. You know.
I can defend that. Like, if you're following like a mainstream
Oh yeah, but like
network, but if
yeah,
you're going to a specific person,
yeah, that's
not
what
an
I mean.
organization
Like,
for news.
I'm talking about people who are like, dude, the news sucks. The news is cringe. I only follow like the GOAT News Network. You know, hottest new news, right? Like, whereas you know, kids aren't getting taught properly because I only got social media this year. I've never had it, you know, permanently. My parents thought that, you know, it was best to let me just be a kid and grow, and I thought, you know what, that's amazing. You know, for the first bit I was kind of just like, well, everybody else has it, like, why can't I have it and I can talk to them, you know? But I realized it's whatever. You know, I kind of just grew up with it, not having it, and I thought, you know what, I don't regret it at all, because I saw how much it did for everybody else, which was absolutely nothing, right?
Like, this is a very political take, but I feel like if you avidly use mainstream social media like Instagram, not Facebook, but Instagram, Twitter, I feel like it distorts your political views. Facebook is the absolute extreme of that.
Mm-hmm.
But even those two platforms, I think they're not reliable sources to get your information from.
No, I agree. I think that,
I was gonna say something different, but
yeah, no, I
no.
agree with you completely. I think that because they imprint what they want on you, right? Because the point of social media now isn't to be social and intake media, it's for the media to make you into the social butterfly that they want, right? Whereas they turn you into what they want you to turn into, because, you know, cancel culture is incredibly huge and it's crazy. Like, cancel culture, I think, is one of the most immature things. Instead of letting somebody apologize or anything, immediately crapping on them and being like, all right, listen, you're a piece of garbage. Sorta.
Like, I have no problem with cancel culture itself, but like when that person becomes deplatformed, then that becomes an issue.
That's what cancel
When
culture is.
someone's income is cut off because of something they said.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that's what cancel culture is canceling them so that they don't get any more. Cancel culture, in the most basic sense, is ruining
it
someone's
has never
life
been
and
applied
job.
properly though.
Yeah, is ruining someone's life and job because, you know, the internet feels like they should. Right. That's at its very base and core. That's kind of what it is. You know.
But in proper application, it can work. Like if you used it in a boycotting sense to like, you know, give off awareness of like an evil, then technically that would be like the right use of it. But
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it been used properly.
Yeah, the way that people use it right now is the way that I'm describing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the immature way, the way that hurts people. Like, you've seen how many streamers, like, you know, for example, how everybody tried to cancel Caterino after she basically did get canceled after, you know, she...
My problem with that is she got slut shamed too. Like that goes into other drama.
Yeah,
the other
that's a whole
person,
other thing, but like, you know, to try and keep it where as simple as I can with the cancel culture is they tried to cancel her, and you know, they, you know, where she says, listen, I'm sorry, you know, there's obviously mental health things that I'm going through, but everybody's kind of just like, no. And you had big streamers like Pokimane and other people saying like, listen, this, I'm not, you know, simping or anything, of course, but, you know, you had them saying like, listen, she did make a mistake, but everybody involved, like Fitz and Call Me Carson and the other guys, like, everybody has dealt with it in that group and forgiven each other and moved past it. So just everybody, you know, go on with your life, right? Just keep moving. You know, the stands and fans don't need to completely focus on it because that's not the point.
I don't think stands and fans should have any involvement in a streamer's life when it comes to their relationships, their
Yeah.
social life, and things they might not have done. Like I don't think
Oh yeah.
fans. That's one reason I hate Twitter, is whatever emotion you have gets amplified 10 times and then you direct it at that person. If you're
Yeah.
happy, you're 10 times happier. If you're pissed off, well, you might send them a death threat on Twitter.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know, everything that we live in right now, what we're going through. Yeah, I'd say that almost about wraps it up. Curtis, you've been a little bit quiet for the last bit.
I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys kind of take care of the politics. I don't know. I'm very good with those kinds of things.
You know, we're just talking about, you know, the world and social media. Do you have any input?
I mean, you guys are kind of saying what I'm gonna say already. I mean, I guess if I could
As
say
he clicks away.
it, yeah, definitely people were being canceled left and right, you know, especially in 2020. Sometimes just for random reasons, like, oh yeah, you're just really annoying, you know, nobody watches your content, or like, you know, I don't like your content, so I'm just gonna cancel you. And then it's like, you know, people just do that. And you know, it's just annoying how people are just like getting shut down over things like, you know, just
Just
things that could
random
be really-
stuff, right? Especially when they have a chance to do something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, you want to wrap this up? Because I mean, did you want me to be like 45 minutes, or do you want to keep going?
I don't know. We can we should be good about here. It's been about an hour.
All right.
Does either of you want to do any outro, or do you want me to take care of it?
My
Let's
final
get our
words, if that's what
trophy.
you're asking, is F cancel culture.
I
That
agree.
can, that can suck my you know what.
Yeah, that can suck my uterus. Yeah, dude.
This guy.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in and listening to the first installment, pilot episode 0, episode 1, whatever we want to call it, of the Gentleman's Lounge podcast, brought to you by Ginger, Arctic Gamer, and Stupid Review Videos, Will, Dylan, and Curtis. Make sure to follow all of our socials. Our YouTube channels will be linked in the description. You can, you know, check us out. Everything else is based off that. Yeah, we should have, I reckon, gaming content coming to this channel, but primarily, you know, podcast episodes. And whenever we hang out, whenever we get together, you know, we'll be making sure to shoot a video, you know, record some stuff, and get it out there. So just, you know, drop us a subscribe. Hopefully we'll get these to Spotify soon. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.